We're back for another music-y episode.
This is gonna be a good one.
I hope you're ready for the Music 411.
And a performance from Science Vision.
Stick around. Following the tragic suicide of the Linkin Park frontman, Chester Bennington, the band has announced that they will be performing a show honoring the late singer. On the band's website, they stated, "The band will be joined by a number of other artists for an unforgettable night of music to honor the man that touched the lives of so many around the world. The show will take place at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles on October 27th. Chester Bennington is survived by his wife and 6 children. Members of his family are active in spreading awareness of suicide prevention. His 15-year-old son, Draven, uploaded a video to YouTube on World Suicide Prevention Day saying, 'Hi, I'm Draven Bennington and I'm here on National Suicide Prevention Week. I want to make a commitment that I will talk to someone before I hurt myself when I'm feeling depressed, sad, or going through a hard week, month, or year. I want to challenge you to do the same to help yourself not hurt yourself.' Chester's wife, Talinda, also uploaded her own video, which depicted Chester just over a day before his death. He was laughing and joking around with his family. In regards to the video, she tweeted, 'This is what depression looked like to us just 36 hours before his death. He loved us so much and we loved him.'"
This just in, Avril Lavigne is the most dangerous person on the internet. What exactly does that mean? Well, apparently, Lavigne is the most likely celebrity to land users on websites that have been viruses or malware. When searching for her, you have a 14.5% chance to land on a threatening webpage. When searching for Avril Lavigne free MP3, you have a 22% chance of hitting a dangerous website. Lavigne's last album to come out was in 2013, so it's strange that she's suddenly the most dangerous person on the web. The virus protection service McAfee was able to answer why she suddenly made #1 on this list, and that's because of the news that she's working on a new album, and an internet conspiracy that she has been replaced by an imposter. Looks like I won't be Googling Avril Lavigne anytime soon.
Wow, I never knew that Avril Lavigne was so popular nowadays.
I remember playing her songs on a loop back in middle school.
Skater Boy is still her best hit in my book.
I think I have to agree with that.
Anyways, see you later, boy!
Hey rockers, welcome back to Music Lesson. Today we're going to be learning American Idiot by Green Day. So it's all power chords. So the first power, they start on the power chord A sharp, then they move to, which is on the 6th string, then on the 5th string, D sharp, and then back to the 6th string, but G sharp, and it's all downstrokes. So the riff goes like this. Pretty forward, or pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So yeah, we'll see you next week, rockers.
Well, rockers, it's finally happening. We're going to get to see Freddie Mercury up on the big screen. Brian May and Roger Taylor both told Rolling Stone that the Queen biopic named after one of their most famous songs, Bohemian Rhapsody, has started filming. The film depicts the years leading up to the band's legendary performance at Live Aid in 1985. And who better to play the amazing frontman than Rami Malek? He's completely living and breathing Freddie already, which is just wonderful to see, May told Rolling Stone. When Rami was asked about the role, he said, "When you're able to open your eyes and see a different person staring back at you in the mirror, it's a very affirming moment." The first photo of Rami dressed as Freddie was released on the day of Freddie's 71st birthday. And wow, does he look good. I honestly thought that it was an original photo of Freddie back in the day. With all this said, the film is set to be released in December of next year.
Yet again, another artist who we all were fond of when we were kids is committing crimes and battling addiction. Aaron Carter, pop singer most famous in the late 90s and early 2000s, has checked himself into rehab following recent arrests, including driving under the influence and possession of drugs. He spoke up about his treatment, saying, "My loved ones, I would like to tell all of you that I will be disappearing for a while to work on myself. I would also like to announce that I am releasing a gift to you on October 27th, in time for Halloween, a new version of I Want Candy. 4 weeks later, I will be releasing my first single from my new album, Love." Love will be Carter's first album since 2002. We here at IRB hope Aaron Carter finds the help he needs, and we look forward to his long-awaited releases.
Aaron Carter's I Want Candy cover is the very essence of my childhood jamming sessions.
Wow, Max, I never took you for an Aaron Carter type.
Don't forget I said childhood. Either way, it'll be interesting to hear his new version of it.
Totally. Anyways, we're gonna send it off to Izzy and Christina for Rockers Review.
Stay tuned, rockers.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm here with Izzy for another edition of Rockers Review, and he's going to tell me all about this new artist he's been listening to. So Izzy, who is she or he?
Well, her name is Jhené Aiko. She's been around for a little bit of time, a few years. She's just recently released an album, and it's called Trip. So basically, like, this album is more about her, how she evolved, and like how her music has changed, and basically a lot of the different influences in her life. So like, for instance, when it first starts off, she's talking about how she evolved as a mother, and then how she fell in love after like her brother died, because her brother were like best friends. Her and her brother were best friends. He died from cancer in 2012. So that really just, like, right in, she said it helps her express herself, and it became easier as she became older. And she like really dedicated a lot of this album to him, and really being in love and being afraid to be in love and stuff like that.
So what is kind of her genre? I know it sounds like a lot of deep stuff, so.
Well, she's a soul, I guess you could say she's a soul singer, but she is R&B too, so soul R&B, that's probably her most closely represented genre. And she's worked for like a lot of people, going from Drake, Big Sean. So she actually dates Big Sean, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but this album has 22 tracks. It's for it's an hour and 26 minutes, so it's definitely a very long album.
Yeah, it sounds.
Yeah, but it's a lot of it is because she's like writing straight from her heart, and she's trying to be more truthful. And she's even changed her name on Twitter. Like her name is Jhené Aiko, but on Twitter she changed her name to Penny because her grandfather had nicknamed her Penny when she was younger, and he had named all his grandchildren a nickname, and he passed away, but she felt like that name Penny is when she was the most like herself, like truthful, honest, naive, just like that very like genuine human being part. And that's what she really focused into getting into this album. She wanted to be more genuine and more down to earth and just show her true colors.
So what would you say her biggest hit on the album is?
Probably, it might be, I think the last song, which would be Trip. And she even had a movie with it. So like the album release, and the Trip is like a little mini movie that she directed, and it's about how she found love after her brother had passed away, because she felt like her brother dying was her her worst heartbreak. And because they were like tight, they were two years apart, and the last of the children, so they were definitely like the closest. So when he died, that kind of threw her off the rails a little bit, and then she's dedicated that to him, and she's really just been, that whole song is basically, going into the whole album basically talks about that.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds really like emotional for her, like it's her outlet to let everything out, sort of. So, tell me a little bit about her like older albums, or how she first started.
Well, she started making music back around 2011. She didn't really come full force until like 2013. She released a mixtape, and she released 2 projects, was Sell Out and Sold Out, and then she also had a collaboration album with Big Sean, which was called 28. So basically, she hasn't released, this is her first album in 3 years like by herself, because she released the one with Big Sean, that was a little bit ago, but this is like her solo album that she's released, and it hasn't been a big album like this since 3 years ago when she had singles like The Worst, which is a platinum song that was really popular a few years back, and it's still a really good song. So she makes good classic songs. She's worked with a lot of big producers in the game. She's really been cultivating her art and really working on how she perceives herself and how she perceives the world, and she's been making good music from it.
Cool. Well, she sounds like somebody I should check out. Thanks for coming on, Izzy. We'll be right back.
In a sudden turn of events, alt-rock band The Neighborhood dropped an EP titled Hard. The band's biggest hits include Sweater Weather and Afraid from their first studio album, I Love You. On September 20th, the band teased a new project and released the new 5-track EP just 2 days later. In regards to the sound of the album, Billboard.com said the new 5-song collection finds a progressive sound for the band, delving into experimental electronic spaces while upholding their cryptically stylish rock-infused sound, as frontman Jesse Rutherford explores a particularly disassociative effect. Give The Neighborhood's Hard a hard listen.
Remember that scene in Ace Ventura where Jim Carrey was up on stage screaming his brains out with a massive sound behind him? Well, that was Cannibal Corpse with a special cameo in the film. And guess what? They're back at it again. With 2 million sales worldwide, making them the most successful death metal band of all time, they're looking to add to that with their anticipated 14th album on November 3rd. Check out their new album, Red Before Black, in a few months and let us know what you think of it.
Sweet! I can't wait to listen to these new albums.
Me too! I've got to add them to my never-ending list of music to check out.
I feel you there. It's like there's never a shortage of amazing new releases.
Right? Stick around for Music Mashup.
Hello rockers, and welcome back to another amazing episode and edition of Music Mashup. I'm here today with a contestant and also IRB's own, Jeff Baumgartner, trying to win $1 million, or at least this prize, in a segment of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Musician Edition. We're gonna be covering famous musicians' birth names. We'll see if you get to $1 million.
All right.
You obviously have the lifelines that the regular show would have.
All right.
So yeah, let's get into it.
All right, cool.
First question. Who is Aubrey Drake Graham? A. Lil Wayne. B. Drake. C. Wiz Khalifa. D. The singer of Nickelback.
I think I'm gonna go with B.
Is that your final answer?
It is.
Oh, question 1 is answered. Here we go.
All right.
Moving on to question 2. Who is Onika Tanya Maraj? A. Lord. B. Jimi Hendrix. C. Shakira. D. Nicki Minaj.
I think I want to say it's Nicki Minaj. Just sounds like that would be her name.
Looks a little similar to her birth name.
Yeah, I think I'll go with that.
Okay. Final answer.
Yeah.
Oh! Question number 2 answered correctly. To win this prize, you just have to get 5 out of the 10, and it's looking good, Jet.
All right.
Question number 3. Who is Marshall Bruce Mathers? A. Toby Keith. B. Johann Sebastian Bach. C. Eminem. D. The Ted Nugent.
Yeah, I think it's definitely Eminem for sure.
Okay. Is that going to be your final answer?
It is.
All right. You got it right. We are just breezing along here.
Right on.
All right. Question number 4. Who is Calvin Cordozar Brodus Jr.? This is tricky. A. Calvin Harris. B. Snoop Dogg. C. Dr. Dre. D. Theodore Roosevelt.
Calvin Harris's real name is actually Calvin Harris.
Oh, interesting.
I think Dr. Dre's name is, I don't think his first name's Calvin.
What do you think about Theodore? You think that's just like a pseudonym?
Well, I mean, I don't think we ever learned that that was his real name, so. All right, so I think I'll go with B.
Leaves you with B.
Yeah.
B is your final answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, 100%.
All right.
All right, this is question number 5. So, who is Brian Hugh Warner? A, Bono. B, Adele. C, Marilyn Manson. D, Mick Jagger.
Well, I can take 2 out right away.
You have all of your lifelines.
I do, but I don't think Bono's first name is Brian. I know it's a stage name, but I think Marilyn Manson's real name is.
You think Mick Jagger's just Mick Jagger?
Oh yeah, okay, now you got me thinking. I think I'll go with Marilyn Manson. C. I'll go with that.
C is your final answer
Yeah.
for this box of goodies. Oh!
Right.
He's got it!
Good deal.
Winner, winner, Van's box dinner.
Thank you very much.
Open that bad boy up. Let's see what
right.
you've won today.
All right. Oh, look at that. It's a Iowa snow globe.
Well, let's get a close-up on that. Oh my
Right
gosh.
there.
With a hurricane, which is not really a good joke right now.
Yeah, hey.
But
I'll take it.
You'll take it.
Awesome, thanks.
That's awesome.
Good deal.
Congratulations, Jet.
Thank you.
We hope to have you back for maybe
thanks.
a larger prize next time.
it's all good. Yeah.
But as for now, he's shooting 100.
All right.
This is IRB, and this has been Jet and Max. Beatles legend Ringo Starr has put out his 19th studio album, Give More Love. Other living Beatles member, Paul McCartney, is featured in this album, along with a few other notable musicians, like Joe Walsh from the Eagles and Dave Stewart from the Eurythmics. The album consists of 10 new songs and 4 bonus songs that are all re-recordings of songs he had previously released. One of the re-recordings being Don't Pass Me By, which was released by the Beatles in 1968. Starr officially announced the album on July 7th, 2017 on his 77th birthday. That's a lot of sevens. Anyway, let us know if this album brings back some of those sweet, nostalgic Beatles vibes. You can tweet us at IRB-TV.
Edgy goth Marilyn Manson is set to release his 10th studio album on October 6th, titled Heaven Upside Down. Originally titled Stay 10, this album began production in November of 2015. Manson describes it as by far the most thematic and overcomplicated thing that I've ever done. He also revealed that the inspiration for this album came from a very unusual source, Rihanna. He said, strangely enough, one of the records that influenced this album strongly, and it can't be taken literally, is Rihanna, her last record. That one song, Love on the Brain, it really hit me because I saw her perform it and she just meant it. And I think that's maybe what rappers like about me. They see it as being sincere and real, and I think that's a part of rap culture, as it was part of punk rock and real rock, or whatever you want to call anything. You can tell when something is being forced and trying to be something it isn't. And Rihanna isn't his only hip-hop interest lately. He also is planning to work on a new album with Lil Uzi Vert. So when he's not feuding with Justin Bieber, he's drawing inspiration from Rihanna and planning collabs with Lil Uzi. I'd say Manson is certainly with the hip-hop crowd now.
You know, I'd love to see Marilyn Manson put out a rap song.
I can only hope that he plans for that in his upcoming collab with Lil Uzi.
Well, that's all the music releases we have for this episode.
Up next is Check This Out.
Stick around.
Science Vision is a space rock band from Indiana, Pennsylvania, and over the summer they released their split mixtape with Slim Fortune called Color Shifter. The band, along with their new EP, can be found on Bandcamp, and be sure to check them out on Facebook too. Here they are performing their Continental Staircase and Kali Yuga Science Vision. What's up, guys? We're here with Science Vision. Thanks for that great performance, guys, in the studio. We really appreciate it. You guys have been playing a lot lately. I saw Battle of the Bands just last week. It was. You guys performed there, came in 3rd place, yeah? Got a little cash prize out of it.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How was that performing there? Was that I mean, it was only a 10-minute set, so it must have been a lot different setup from what you usually do. Was it any different from setting up for a regular show?
It was. It's about where it would be. I mean, we kind of started cutting things back a little bit because we're kind of like a true band at this point. So I mean, it's just guitar, bass, drums, and then it's like a little extra doodad.
Yeah, you guys, you've played with a lot of those bands before, right? You played with Face of Apes before. You've played with Herbivore before, probably. I'm guessing you guys are always around here. So that's definitely a crew that you guys have been following around. Is there like there's a strong sense of community, a strong sense of scene in Indiana for musicians like you guys?
Yeah, a bit of a scene starting to form for sure.
I know there's a lot of overlap. I see Brandon, I see Sky in different bands, and everybody's helping each other out with their own vision. What projects have you guys worked on in the past? Can I get like a quick rundown for each of you, for what else you guys have been working on?
Well, right now we've been kind of like working together to kind of make like an album, EP of some sort.
Nice.
Still like kind of like writing it as we go, so it's whatever it ends up turning into. But other than that, yeah, we just put out a tape on Field Hymns Records. That was a split between us and a band called Slim Fortune.
Nice.
And they had some people that were in like Modest Mouse, Chromatics. There's a couple other bands, but I can't think of them. But yeah, so we put that out, and then before that, we self-released a double album called States of Avidity.
Right.
So
and that's a great album. It's got the 2 different sides with 2 very different feels on it. I like that a lot.
yeah, because one side's kind of like that was whenever it kind of started to split into like 2 different things. Like the first side's kind of like a more like a studio based kind of stuff, and then the second side is more like what we're doing now is like an actual band.
You had some kind of interesting effect with the drums going on. You deal with doing effects on drums often. Is that that's something pretty rare? A lot of people don't really get into that.
I was kind of working on a project where I was pretty much like running a mic from all of my drums into like a different unit set to something else, like a delay coming through the snare, like the toms coming through like 2 different amps. But I've just been kind of messing around with like signal processing in general, and that's something that I do like to kind of try out as much as I can, especially with something like this. It's like to incorporate that into a live setup, because right now I was just like running a radio and a mic coming from my snare and then his synth into a mixer coming out of that amp. So
very cool.
Just like, it's pretty easy stuff to do on the fly once you get it hooked up, but I do like to kind of incorporate that element into it.
Cool. You guys use a lot of different gear. Is there like outside of your actual instruments, if you had to choose just one piece of your gear, one pedal or one rack processor, what would you choose? What's important to your each of your individual sounds that you can't go without?
I'd probably never sell my Rivera amplifier.
Right.
It's probably the one thing. Because it was like I got it by means of pretty lucky situation. So yeah.
And it's a great amp. You got to hold on to that, especially.
Oh yeah. I almost sold it the other day.
Yeah.
I know I just said, but yeah. Someone talked me out of it. I was like, all right, yeah, you're right.
What do you think? What's the quintessential Sky piece? What's something you can't go without?
I have this nasty overdrive pedal.
Is that big red one?
The big red pedal, yeah.
He's got this thing. It looks like I don't know what. It looks like a menacing little Frankenstein in a box.
Yeah.
Brick.
Yeah, I just like the loud, noisy sort of bass.
Nice.
You know, like Jesus Lizard-esque stuff like that. So
nice.
That's really the only way that you can get it.
Yeah, and a lot of people are just doing their bass clean or with a little bit of drive, but I like the effect that you have on yours. It really brings a different sound to the whole thing. Awesome. Well, it sounds great. You guys sound awesome. Everybody at the house shows, everybody out here, everybody at the Battle of the Bands loves it. We appreciate you coming in and playing those 2 songs for us today.
Thanks for having us.
That's all the time we have for today, guys. So tune in next time. IRB, we're going to be here again next week. Thank you, Science Vision, for coming in. And that's all.
Those guys rocked.
Oh yeah, they did.
Well, thanks for watching.
See you next week.